Clash Royale.
Working on it. Now we do actually have a little thing to check out, a quick video as an intro video for today's games that we're going to check out.
지금 장소가 어디입니까?
때가 되면 다 알려줄 거예요.
현기증 난단 말이에요. 어린이가 필요해.
굉장히 길쭉하시네요. 잘 쏘다. 장소 안 나와. 장소는 무릎으로 나왔죠. 네. 네. 말한 거는데요. 거의 나왔습니다. 네. 힌트를 저희가 많이 드렸어요. 네. 그리고 신발 위에
There we go. Cool. We were having like the sickest conversation here. You guys weren't invited. But
so yeah.
So do we know where the SK Telecom finals are?
Nobody knows. They
mystery,
don't know.
man.
They were on the video. They don't know. They were running around in circles like kids.
Yeah, I'll tell you what I do
Could be a
know,
little
Brendan.
hint. I
know
don't
how to
really
run
know.
a little bit better than that. Like when your elbows are going
You
up.
should have brought Rapid in for the
man.
video.
I'm like one
Do
of
a
those.
little bit better of running.
Every time you have those esports videos where it's nothing about the game, it's just people running. Like, I can do that, man.
Yeah.
That's the only part of esports I'm ever cut out to do, because I am super bad at video games. But let's check out two players who are super good at video games. That is going to be Dream facing off against Leenock. Now, I mean, Dream, we've gotten a chance to see him a few more times than Myung Shik, but a little bit of a better win rate there as well.
Yeah, he's just another part of the system. No, he's one of these guys that he doesn't get all that many chances to come out here because just like KT, SK Telecom has a pretty sick lineup of fantastic players. So it's hard to poke your head in there and get a chance to play. He did a lot better in the last couple of years, actually. Got his chance. Look at that. Only me and Kanata go for Leenock. Everybody else going for Dream. Well, I'm 1 for 1 tonight.
I'll vote for Leenock too, just so that you guys can have some friends out there. Yeah, so Leenock definitely wins the fabulous hair award, but will he be able to take out this game? We'll find out as we get into game number 2 in the SPL semifinals.
Up here in the top right, in the red, the Zerg player from KT Rolsterd is Leenock.
And down in the bottom left-hand corner of the map, this is the SKT player Dream. The other Zerg player. Well, I mean, when you're on a team with Dark, it's like, well, that's pretty cool. I meant that Leenock was.
Yeah.
I hate it when I do that. I've done that twice today. We're working on that. Trying to see.
Clan Nex is still around.
Oh my God. Holy
for
cow.
clan members
That's actually so sick.
Nex.
If you guys don't remember Clan Nex, they merged with Zenith way back in the day to form the clan Zenex. And if you guys never watched GSTL or any of those early leagues and Wings of Liberty, man, that is a throwback. Somewhere out there, somebody's going to tell me that the clan Wera is still around too, and they're like, whoa.
It probably is in some shape or form, you know.
I actually think it completely disbanded after its early success. Although Stella did just follow me on Twitter yesterday, so
you know what that means.
They're
bringing it back.
Oh man. Good old times there. But let's actually go ahead and check out the game that we have in front of us today. Early expand there by Leenock, no questions asked about that, and a barracks first build for Dream. So nothing super crazy. 1 gas for the Terran, 1 gas for the Zerg, and everybody playing nicely so far.
Yeah, I'm curious to see what Dream is going to do on this map. For Overgrowth, Zergs were kind of the overlords of this map. You know, they used to come out all the time. They were good against Protoss or Terran. We'd see a bunch of ZVZs. Sometimes we would see ZVTs, and the Terrans would play mech. But we live in a different time now. That was Heart of the Swarm Overgrowth. This is Legacy of the Void. And I'm curious to see what kind of build Dream is going to bring in here, because we haven't seen too much Terran for Legacy of the Void played on this map.
Now, there was a famous TVZ played on this this map in the, I want to say it was DreamHack Tours Grand... No, it wasn't Tours. It was a different DreamHack finals between Marine Lord and Nurchio, I believe. And just to highlight where ZVT was at that time, Nurchio like absolutely crushed it. And so I've heard lots of conflicting opinions about, you know, which race is stronger, who abuses who at which point in time. But at least for right now, I'm actually super excited to see which way Dream is going to play this, because I mean, there are always those heavy Liberator late games that you get to that seem to do very well until your opponent goes like heavy Corruptor. But it's all about the opening. What are we seeing so far? It's a Cyclone.
And he's following it up with another factory here. So we're going to be seeing something that we have not seen yet. Or if we have seen it, it's a very, very rare kind of build here. I thought maybe it was going to be some kind of one-base Cyclone push against Zerg. But
like, no, they don't have pylons. You can't snipe it with a Cyclone early on.
Yeah, but like, it's... I guess it's probably going to be a Hellion follow-up on the back of it. It's going to be some kind of like Hellion Cyclone.
Yeah, you just like reactor your Hellions and then have the Cyclones maybe your Queens.
And meanwhile, we forgot to mention, Leenock has made 22 lings.
Oh my god, he's going to lock onto those Zerglings, Brendan. He actually is locking onto them.
But look at this, you might get the surround, and he does!
The Cyclone, the saddest Terran unit right now. But his Cyclone brother, Cyclone number 2, will watch on in horror as the SCV carnage goes on outside.
Well, the Speedlings are pretty good on this map. It's part of the reason why Zerg is pretty good on this map, and Dream is getting so far behind from this. He lost 2 mules, at least 1 mule. I think it might have been 2 mules, 8 SCVs, and Dream, his economy is super stifled here. Leenock's getting a 3rd base, and already getting a Spire as well.
And he's hitting up that Baneling nest as well, just in case he can just roll on through to victory. Yeah, Cyclones, guys, not AoE units. Until one day they get changed in this upcoming patch. I think they're still not AoE units, but at least they shoot a ton of rockets, which would still not have helped them against those Zerglings. Yeah, knowing that Speedlings are so good early on, a lot of times what you see from this, you know, like the mech opening is just reactored Hellions immediately. But instead of going reactored Hellions, which would have actually put Dream in a decent spot to deal with so many early lings, he builds Cyclones. And I'm still not exactly sure what's going to happen or what you really expect to happen there, because I mean, they don't work against Zerglings.
I think the idea there is that if the Zerg is playing passively, the Cyclone is great for sniping a bunch of Overlords as well. If you go for it first, I'm saying, instead of just going for the reactored Hellions as an opener, you know, he could have sniped the Overlord that he just did there much earlier on. It would have been annoying for Leenock to deal with. He would have had some pressure on the map, especially once the Hellions did follow up to support the Cyclones against the eventual Zergling defense. So I get the idea, but Leenock's build just countered it so hard with the amount of links he made early on.
Well, he is actually sniping quite a few Overlords there.
Yeah.
Wow, he's actually going to get another Overlord out there on the map. So this is actually going to put a little bit of pressure on Leenock. Now, Leenock is transitioning into Mutalisks, like you mentioned the Spire earlier, but he's having to build 5 Overlords at once just to be able to you know, get that supply that he needs. He's still losing Overlords, and something really cool is that when you have to spend that much larva on Overlords, well, you can't spend it on this big Mutalisk as well.
Yeah, and the other part of this is that only 3 mutas are not going to be that fantastic here. The Banelings need to get those hits, but the Blue Flame
Oh my god, the Blue Flame is so good! And if he roasts that big line of Banelings, then that is not going to be a good spot for Leenock.
He needs to group up with his other Cyclone buddies here before he fights.
This is the PTSD wall where you've already had this Zergling run by happen, so you just like instantly build this huge wall of supply depots there at the front.
Oh yeah.
Still getting a lot of work done with these Blue Flame Hellions. Needs to make sure to keep them out of harm's way from those Mutalisks. And no more Mutas being built here for Leenock. So just builds like 3 of them and kind of like those the Phoenixes, or 5 of them. But okay, they're the 9 Mutalisks. I didn't see them on my tab.
Yeah, we didn't get a good look at the production tab, but he has gone up to 9. Once he did make all of those Overlords that you were saying, he did make, one big swell. We'll see if he continues to go into heavy Mutalisk count here. Once you get enough Mutalisks, they're great actually against a low number of Cyclones. Even if you have like 7, it's like, well,
okay, well those are actually
what are you gonna log
5
off them?
Cyclones.
7 of them,
I mean, if he has that many Cyclones, and he's actually making the 7th Cyclone right now, so that is quite a few. Oh, he's gonna have to burrow those mines, but they both get picked off. That's actually really, really good.
Yeah, Leenock has some of the best Zerg control in the world, actually. So he's good at Link control, Banelink control, Muta control. Basically, any unit, he's got it down pat. And he loves to play this Ling, Bane, Muta style. And he's very, very strong with it as well. It looks like he wants to get Burrow here and potentially delay this third base for as long as possible.
Oh man, here comes the lock-ons on the Mutas. Will he be able to finish that off? No. A couple shots too few.
And we could see he's actually following up with support of Roaches. Let's see how much stuff he actually has. He has no more Lings, actually. He just has 5 Banelings and going into full Roach production from here on out.
Also actually expanding to the gold base in front instead of that, I guess, relatively safer 4th up the upper right-hand side of Overgrowth. But this is still pretty strange for me. And also, I didn't catch it if he actually researched the Cyclone upgrade as well.
Yes.
I'd imagine so. Okay.
Mag Field Accelerator.
Oh my God.
He's
Brandon's
getting
a nerd.
drilling claws too.
Yeah, these
by the way.
mines are going to burrow so quickly. All right, so here comes one of maybe many big pushes here for Leenock. Lots and lots of lock-ons. Oh my God.
That does so much damage so fast that Leenock, he can't actually get close to that army right now until he follows up with a bunch of Roaches and Ravagers. And this, I think, is the timing he's looking for before there's a heavy amount of tanks. There's only 2 tanks right now.
Cyclones giving those little Hellbats a hug on the little, the middle of their little Terran ball. Now, we're going to see some double-pronged harass here as Leenock's going to send his Mutas to the other side of Dream's base, but there's already a turret there, so shouldn't be able to get much more than maybe just a refinery. But here we go, burrowing those mines extremely quickly. Lots of lock-ons in the back, but there might just be too much Zerg.
And there's no medevacs here to pick up these tanks. No, the patch is not hit yet. Dream just doesn't have enough economy to get it.
A couple of mine hits there off towards the back, so that'll be good to take these Ravagers down a little bit low. Lots of lock-ons here, and they will be able to maintain those. Well, actually, no, they dropped them instead. And just more and more lock-ons here. These Cyclones putting in work.
Fantastic control from the Cyclones here from Dream.
Oh my God, this is so fun to watch. Actually ran into his own corrosive bile, but there's another swell of Roaches and those Mutas back in the back. Will we see these Cyclones go down? You gotta repair those, man. Lots of idle SCVs and not a lot of Cyclones left.
And look at this, the reinforcements, 18 Roaches being made at a time. His macro is on point. He's got that gold base up and running, and this is maybe the beginning of the end here for our Terran player.
Some decent hits there by the Spider mine, or the Widow mines rather, the other mines. Burrowed there out on the map, but oh, he even researched burrowed Roach movement here. Yeah. That's kind of adding insult to injury just a little bit, because he knows there's a turret there. He's still just burrowing on in there. Dun, dun, dun. Okay, yeah, that's going to be a GG.
KT, Leenock bringing it back here for KT, tying it up 1-1.
Oh my God.
Remember when I said it was a different time when we used to see Mech on this map against Zerg? I didn't expect Dream to try to bring it out here in one of the most important games you've ever seen. Leenock saw that and he's like, are you really doing this to me right now? Do you know who I am?
And then he just pops him with the burrowed Roaches there at the end. Yeah. Really, really classy play there by Leenock. Excited to get a chance to see him fielded in a way that can showcase a lot of his strength. Like you mentioned, such great Zerg control. Did lose a few Overlords early on, but didn't stress out about it. Had decent Muta micro, was able to shave off some of those Hellions, and that final push in there, you can still see him with a big smile on his face. Just not a whole lot that those Cyclones could do.
Yeah, you know what? Leenock playing a very crucial role in KT's hopes of winning today. I looked at this lineup and I actually thought SKT would take it 4-2. And everything's going according to plan, as I had thought. It's 1-1 right now. But if he did not get that win, and We had Classic up against TY next, and then Impact against Trust, and then Dark after that, Innovation after that. SKT was looking at a pretty good spot. He's one of the guys here for KT who had to pick up that win for his team.
All right, well, he did, in fact, do that, making this essentially a best of 5. And like you mentioned, great players on both sides still coming up. TY, a guy that I've seen and heard nothing but great things about. And it's going to be exciting to get a chance to watch him play in our third game of the night.
Yeah, it's going to be a fun game. TY versus Classic, maybe even the marquee matchup of tonight if it's not Cess versus Dark. Both of those two are the big matches, the big lineup. So make sure you guys are telling your friends to get into the stream because we're going to have even better games coming up in just a bit here. So get out there, tell your friends, spread the word about SPL.